Hey guys, I'm back. I know it has been a while since I said I was going to be consistent on my YouTube channel. Um, but honey, life be lifing. I need to pull that up a little bit. Life be lifing. But it is December 18th, I think, and we are nearing the end of the year. And so I wanted to get on tonight because number one, I'm dressed. I just came from the cutest Soldier 16 birthday party. My little guy cousin had his birthday party, and it was, when I tell you, it was beyond cute. Like, I don't know how much money parents are spending on these parties, but his party was pretty lit. Um, so so I said I'm dressed. I have on the new uh, exaggerated length joy dress, and my hair's done, my makeup's done. So I was like, you know what? No better, even though it's late, no better time than the present. I did want to take notes for doing this video, but then I said, you know, excuse me. I'm gonna go ahead and freestyle because I already really know what's on my mind. Kind of like a year in review, and then I want to talk about what is coming in 2023, and I want to talk about like goals and goal settings and resolutions if you're into that. My perspective this year is alarmingly different than it has been in prior years, because I will start here. 2022, sis, you won. When I tell you she dragged me, she beat me down, and she dragged me straight through December 17th, whatever today is. This was a tough one, guys. It is probably the toughest of my life. And I say that with hesitation because I'm trying to think, but then I can also say it with confidence because God has been real good to me. I haven't had like a hard life, but this year, sis is I don't even know if she's sis. It's like a op, you know. But this year has been a lot. Without getting into all of the like dreary details, you know, I had some relationship changes, some home changes, and it has been difficult. I will say one thing, because I don't like to talk a lot about my marriage and my like divorce, but I would say one thing, like, before my husband and I separated, I had read something on Instagram from this girl who I follow. She's kind of like a financial coach or something like that. But anyway, she had this post about the statistics of how Black women just financially, emotionally suffer. Statistically, how we suffer when we go through a divorce. And I felt that I knew that that would be my lot, to some degree. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter like what you make, what the other person make. 2 plus 2 is always 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. Like it's gonna go down. you know, but it just had to like, um, it's gonna go down. And so, there were some very abrupt changes and things that like, the best way I can like describe it is like, it feels like somebody is like dragging you on a carpet. Like you're standing and then someone just pulls a carpet from under you and you're like you're trying to catch your bearings and you're trying not to fall. Um, and it's hard. So so that's all I'm gonna say about that really. You know, business is still fairly good, because of some of the personal reasons. You know, my direct to customer business had a little bit of a hit. And, you know, it's just things. But I would say, as we approach the end of the year, I do see a very bright light at the end of the tunnel. And that's why I have to always just give like praises to God and glory to God, because, you know, with that same analogy of a carpet being like yanked under us, you know, I could feel like I may stumble, but I definitely don't fall. So, um, that's that. And then, so I have actually been just doing a lot of therapy. I'm back in therapy. You know, like therapists are like the new rappers, you know? And, um, one of the things that I have really had, um, some insight on is the idea of, um, elevation requires separation. Like just this week, 3 different times, 3 different people, I've actually heard that statement. And I think it's kind of like a theme as for me, as I get to the end of this year. And it's not like just separation from like my ex or something like that. It's just like separation, yes, from toxic people. And I'm not saying just in a, romantic relationship or in a marriage. I'm actually, for me, this year, like I've had experiences where I have to separate myself from a lot of people. People who I love, people who I thought were friends, the people who, um, I just, you know, because I'm at a point where, you know, I got to take care of me. Um, Believe it or not, I, how do I put this? I be doing too much, right? I be doing too much. And I just realized that a couple of weeks ago that I'm, you know, pouring from a cup that don't have nothing in it. And that's not good. Nobody's happy, when you do that, because it's like the other person's thirsty, you're thirsty, but the cup is empty and you're trying to pour, and that's like a trick. And people don't like to be tricked when they're thirsty. So frustration, anger, resentment, are all things that bubble up. And so I have decided, at least for the foreseeable future, that like I pull myself out of that. Just until I get to the point, maybe forever. I don't even know, but at least until the point where I feel like I am whole and I am secure and I am in love with me again. So that is what I don't, my therapist asked me, she said, is that going to be your theme? Elevation requires separation. I don't know if it's my theme because I don't think I picked it. You know, if it's like your theme for your life, it's like something you pick. Like you was like, oh, I want it to be all about love. But that's just something that I have been hearing. Elevation, requires separation. And even if you like just kind of go deeper into it, it's just like not even just other people, separation from old ways of thinking, separation from habits, um, a separation from certain types of, from certain mindset, separation of, you know, of yourself from being a procrastinator. It's like you will have to separate to elevate. And it sounds a little cliche, but like I said, I didn't pick it. It's like this is what I have been hearing and this is what has been coming to me. So I am at a very funny place in life, and just like a crossroad. It feels like a new beginning. It feels like at this big age, I'm starting over again. But I'm okay with it. I'm an entrepreneur. So, let's start over again. It's like, oh, it's like exciting. Like, how can I, because we don't really fail. Like, you win or you learn. And I'm starting over with so much knowledge that I am moving forward with. So with saying that, the next thing I wanted to talk about was like goal setting, right? For me, I am a goal setter. I love a goal. I love a SMART goal. I love to break it down, put it on a calendar, weeks and months, and this is what I'm gonna do today. This is, and I like doing that. But I tried to do that for myself a few weeks ago, and when I tell you I had nothing, personally, well, business wise, of course, I do have goals, and that's a business, so it's the most responsible thing to make sure that I set like goals. But what I'm talking about right now is personal. I have none. I haven't, like, if this year has taught me anything, is that, girl, just sit down and see what God has for you. Just please have a whole seat and see what God has for you, because you have been through the ringer a bit in 2022, and you cannot set a goal that is going to fill you in the way that you need to be filled. It's not going to give you a sense of accomplishment. So what I have decided to do is focus on some things that I want to do. I haven't even written them down, which is like a carnal sin, because I write down everything. But it's silly things, not silly, but not heavy things, I should say. I want to learn how to do my own makeup properly. I want to learn how to do makeup. I do not know how to do any makeup. Like I did my makeup today. It's whatever. It's the end of the night anyway, but I, I don't know how to do it. I always get somebody else to do it. But no, seriously though, I like stuff like that. Just to be like really transparent, like the stress of this year caused me to like have my hair fall out. I want to grow my hair back. So that things, and most of the things are like really kind of like self-care things that are not, that are make little impacts in my life, while I leave the big things to God this year. Like, God, I'm open. Like I've prayed, like I'm open for whatever He has for me. Whatever, whatever, whether it be money and travel or love, or I am like an open book. I am not trying to take the wheel at all. So, and which is different from me. Like I said, like I plan, I write everything down, I put things on my calendar. So for me to approach this new year with that mindset, it's hard for me. So yeah, I'm lighthearted. I'm light out here in these streets. Like, we doing our makeup, We're gonna figure out how to do eyeshadow. I don't think I got the proper lids. Like, I have this very heavy fold. Somebody tell me, if you know how to do makeup and you have that heavy fold, what do you do? Put it in the comments. Help me. We're gonna grow some hair. God willing, I'll be moving into my apartment soon, moving into the store soon. But those are not necessarily goals. I don't have a timeline. Those things are like right now, because of construction, are not in my control. So when it happens, I'll be elated and I'll be ready. Well, I've been ready to go, but I'll be ready to go. But it's God's timing. Let's see, what else are we gonna be doing? Just being grateful. Being grateful for things that we have. Every day. Whether it be like my little niece or just simple things like an organized room. Being grateful. As far as the business goes, I do have some very, I have financial goals, which every business should have, but I'm doing things a lot different. And I don't necessarily want to speak on it because, well, maybe I should, because it's like accountability, right? There's nothing going to happen if I speak on it. But I literally run a business that I don't market. Yeah, that part. We are ramping up marketing. And that's probably for a few reasons why we haven't really done anything significantly. Because we run a very small, tight ship. There's like, I can't even say there's no time, because that doesn't make any sense. Like, you have a product and you don't have time to market it. So I don't want to say that, but I'll be thinking it. I'll be thinking it, but I don't want to say it. But yeah, the store, you know, by the time this video airs, we'll probably be on Bloomingdale's website. We're launching in Bloomingdale's, which is so exciting. I'm so just honored to be a part of their assortment. What else we got going on for business wise? It's late, I can't even think, but just really exciting things. And even there, like, I say what I want my goals to be, but I leave so much room in this year, you know, for God to just do whatever he wants to do with this business. I don't have any, I have expectations, I have goals, I have desires, I have different like metrics I want to hit, but I also just know that, you know, I have to just like leave room for that, for the unknown. So that's, you know, in terms of the new year. I'm looking forward to my birthday. I'm going to be traveling for my birthday, and I'll probably vlog that. Oh, well, one of the things that I really will do, and I guess this can be personal goal, you know, besides grow hair and do makeup, you guys, be consistent on my YouTube channel. Now, dates and cadence I cannot give, but I promise that I will be more consistent. This video, it's just kind of like a talking head video. It's just me. I really want the audience to get to know me. I enjoy doing these videos, honestly. I just never have enough time to really just sit and get it done, but I really felt like it was important to do the year-end video, and just say, you know, that I am grateful for my audience, obviously my life, Although that 2022 was a very, 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 very hard year, um, I'm still trusting God, and just as I go forward, like I'm hopeful. I'm a hopeful person, though. You know what? And I think, sidebar, I am a very hopeful person. I always have hope, and I think that's a beautiful thing. But sometimes I think it'd be to my detriment. I think I don't let things work themselves out because I'm always so hopeful, or I don't, matter of fact, I don't cut things off when I should, because I'm always so hopeful that they will work itself out for the best. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But that's a trait of my character, so I guess it's where but I am very hopeful for the new year, um, and this whole separation and elevation thing that that I'm going through. Like I said, I didn't choose it. It kind of chose me. So that's exciting, and we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, I want to document. I want to do more of these videos, and we'll see what's going. We'll see how it's going. I like this hair. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a happy holidays. Have a Merry Christmas if you celebrate, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever it is that you celebrate, and Happy New Year. So I will see you in 2023, God willing. Bye.